Alright guys, Herschel here again from High School Top 200. This game preview is brought to you by OMP, which is the O'Malley program. The best way to get a hold of them is to go on o'malleyprogram.com or look OMP up on your Facebook, and he's a bodybuilder friend of mine, and he can help you out with all your health tips and to build your body and to give you that good natural strength that you guys need, and also he'll direct you on diet supplements and strength supplements and powders and all that kind of stuff. So hit up my man Kenny O'Malley, OMP. Go have a look online for o'malleyprogram.com. It's a big game tomorrow, and it's one that I think a lot of people in Christchurch have been looking forward to because they know that there's a lot at stake. Christchurch have just dominated, too many times, and Christ have not actually been the favourites for a while. Like even when Damien McKenzie was there, I don't think they were favourites even at that time. So there's a lot riding on this game. I still think I am going for Christ College, and I think they're going to win because I think they have maybe a more established team. They have a more established forward pack that can win, that can get their turnovers. Maybe be a bit too fast in the loose area. They have a good front row as well. They have John O'Gimmel and Hamish Rowley and Taylor Hints if they're all still there. But Cale Thatcher, Matt McKellar, and even Kavini, who's a massive runner, like that number 8, the Fijian. He's and it's not just that he's big, but he's big and he plays it safe and he knows how and where to run. And that's the one thing I like about him is that it's not just that he's big. Like there's a lot of big guys around that still can't even break the line or can't even bump off smaller guys, but he just has that kind of power and strength, and it's good that he's in year 12. So Matt McKellar will probably be the ball getter that gets out there and will probably lock up a lot of those rucks, and Christchurch boys may have a hard time with those two kind of players, but even with Angus Gray, like that's another thing to deal with as well. And so I think Christ might be a bit too strong in that way. I like also Dallas McLeod. He's a big dude. Like I like the way that he plays. I like the way that he hits up that ball, and Jack Heyman at halfback will give Gus, I think, that quick ball that he needs, and maybe gets the forwards, the defensive forwards, and maybe catch them off a little bit. So, I just think it might be a bit too fast. Izzy probably be in centre with Dallas. And Ngani will probably be at the back, at fullback again. I think which really works well. I think Dallas takes a lead on that, and having Gus and Dallas together, because they're older players, makes it a bit easier for Izzy, and then Izzy kind of just follows through with all the moves, and then either goes to his older brother for some help or gets his older brother to sort of get them out of those situations. And Ngangi's good like that, so I think Ngani Punivai is going to be a really important guy to this team in the way that they actually finish off plays, not start them but finish them off. Gus is going to start them. Ngangi should be the one that decides how it's going to be finished and where it's going to be finished off, and whether he uses his brother in this or gets involved as well. I think that's where their strengths are going to be. I think that they're going to be the aggressive team, and the aggressive team and Christchurch are probably going to have to fight them off all game. So I think that they're going to have to try and get that control. If they're going to get the control, Christchurch has to do it from the beginning. And they have to do it within the forwards, and they have to just outmuscle them. and if they can control that loose forward trio and sort of get them to sort of be rattled right in the beginning, I think it's going to work. Ewan in that front row with Adam and Isaac Roth, and Adam Reed and Ewan are probably going to be the most important within that front, within even that forward pack. Those two are going to be the most important guys, and if those two actually compete and are able to either stop progression from happening, especially with their phases. If Christ get too many phases and it just keeps going on and on and on, and they're able to get some gaps, even in midfield or out wide, Christchurch is going to have a problem. So, like, if you and Adam can shut that down early, and then maybe get some help from Ben Donkers, because I heard Ben Donkers is back as well, and Harry Hall should be there on the blind side and Ben at open side, and Mosesi is going to have to really put in some work on the defensive side as well. Like, we all know that he's a good runner, and we all know that he does have that strength, and there's 2 number 8s with him and what's his name, Cavini are gonna, Mosesi and Cavini are gonna have a battle, and it's gonna go all out, and it's gonna be great to watch. But Mosesi is gonna have to do some hard work on the defensive side, so to make sure that his forward pack stays up to that same level that Christ is. And if they get it going and they're able to stop them and stop momentum plays and break them down, Christchurch is going to have a really good chance at turning that around and turning that momentum around, and then the traditional stuff is going to take over. So the mindset of it is that Christ are going to have their upper confidence first, but then if things get hard, and then I can actually see Christ's digressing and then falling back on tradition, and then Christchurch boys could take this one. Louis Chapman and Alex, even though they are young in the halves, they should, I think they should rely more on their forward pack and should maybe follow suit after them. And Ben Chippendale, I think he should be the main leader within this back line. Him and Brad Wang should probably take the lead on that, and maybe should offer more direction and make sure that Alex and Louis stay in check, so that when they run through their phases and run through their moves in the back line, everything goes well, and they're the ones that actually take the lead on that. Latham and Ryan, who are both year 11 players, and I see they got 3 year 11 players, all starting with Louis. Louis, sorry, and then Ryan is also year 11, and Latham is year 12, but they have a really young team, and if they can get the ball to Atu Manu more within the game, and maybe at times when they're around like maybe 6 or 7 phases and the defenses come in a bit, if they can get Atu Manu the ball, maybe he can make a difference out on the wing and maybe out of the edges as well. So that's going to be like a real one to watch, is probably Atu, and then just seeing if Brad and Ben can organise that back line so that when they do get ball and they do get turnovers, they can capitalise and also turn that capitalising into some points, rather than capitalising with all the phases in the world but then end up with nothing at the end, and then it ends up failing. So Christ, I think, are going to win, but Christchurch can easily turn this over and turn it into a tradition match where tradition is not really on their side for Christ. So if it can get to that point, Christchurch is going to be all good. If it doesn't get to that point, Christ is going to take this. And I'm thinking, right as of now, I'm thinking Christ, but the more I look at it, it's real hard to say. There's just a lot of good players on this Christchurch team, and even though they haven't been together, and a lot of them haven't been together for a long time or haven't played together in a long time at this level, that's still hard where Christ have all that kind of experience behind them. So it should be a good game. Tune into Sky tomorrow and have a watch, and send me your thoughts. Okay, peace.